Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Lakshmi decided to expose Malishka, but Neelam kept asking Lakshmi to keep quiet. And then Neelam break all relationship with Lakshmi and she asked Rishi to do the same. So let's continue from there. At the hospital, Abe calls Malishka. Malishka tells Abe that Rishi is not yet affected by Neelam's words. Abe asks Malishka not to do anything as everything is good for her. Abe asks Malishka to be alert. Lakshmi hugs Rishi and thank him for supporting her. She says he has been a supporter and her guidance and says, "But I gave you the biggest pain. Please, I'm sorry." Lakshmi says to Rishi that I was with father and I threw the rope to save him. Lakshmi says I was in the car, but nothing happened to me. She says, how can I live with this guilt? And says my heart is saying that everything will be fine and father will be fine. And Lakshmi asks Rishi to be with her. Lakshmi hugged Rishi, but Rishi pushed Lakshmi away and he asks her to stop her fake love drama and says he feels disgusted of her sweet talks. Malishka thinks that Rishi has caught Lakshmi's drama and she thinks that finally, I captivated Rishi in my palm and Malishka gets happy. Rishi asks Lakshmi how everything will be fine. He asks her to tell him. Rishi takes Lakshmi to Virendra's room and says he is in coma. He is just breathing, but he is lifeless. Rishi brings Lakshmi out and asks her to see everyone's condition. He says everyone has tears in their eyes because of that condition. Rishi says to Lakshmi that you are responsible for my dad's condition and because of you, my family are in this condition. Rishi says you say that everything will be fine and he asks Lakshmi that until when will everything be fine? Grandma's pain and what about my worry for my dad? Rishi shouted at Lakshmi and says my auntie will be worried thinking about when dad would recover. Rishi blames Lakshmi and says that you don't save people. You kill people like you have killed your own father and now you are ending my father's life just like your father, and Lakshmi is shocked. Rishi says to Lakshmi that my dad is in coma and he is fighting with death and life and Rishi blames Lakshmi for it. Rishi says since you came into my life, you have ruined everything and my family is right. Nothing is left, neither peace nor happiness, and says you are a murderer of our happiness and now you have murdered my dad. Grandma, Shalu, Bani and Ayush cries, while the evil Malishka and others smiles. Rishi asks Neelam why did she bring Lakshmi into his life and says I should have died rather than getting married to her. Rishi says what should I tell dad when he cannot even look at me with his own eyes anymore. Rishi cried and says I left my dad to die in my wife's hand. He says I did wrong. Rishi says to Lakshmi that I had loved you, but you have taken advantage of my innocence, my truthfulness and my honesty. Rishi says he has done many sacrifices for Lakshmi, and what did he get in return? Betrayal. Rishi says to Lakshmi that he did not know that he was loving his enemy, and Lakshmi will give poison to his family in exchange of love. He says Grandma used to think that you are Lakshmi, but you are a bad luck instead. Rishi says Mom used to hate you, but she gave you all the right to call her mom on my sayings. Rishi shouted at Lakshmi and says my dad used to give you more regard than his own daughter and you let him die. Rishi apologized to Lakshmi and says he has done a big mistake that he trusted Lakshmi so much. He says the girl who was not loyal to her own parent, why would she spare my parent? Rishi says to Lakshmi that you cannot be loyal to anyone. You are a betrayer from top to bottom and I am ashamed that I loved you. Shalu says brother-in-law, but Rishi shouted at Shalu and he asked her to back off. Lakshmi asks Rishi to talk to her directly and says I know you are angry right now, so talk to only me instead. Rishi says to Lakshmi that I am ending all my relationship with you and I never thought that I would regret marrying you and says now I hate you. Rishi says I hate you so much Lakshmi and I don't want to see your face again. Rishi asks Lakshmi to take her inauspiciousness and go away from him and his family and Lakshmi is shocked. Rishi asks Lakshmi to take her fake love and her fake concern and leave from here. He says you don't deserve to be a mother, a wife, a sister-in-law or a sister. Rishi says whatever you want to do, do it with me. If you want to kill me, then kill me. And says you have already killed me by killing my dad. And Rishi cried while Malishka smirks. Rishi says to Lakshmi that pick up your pot of sin and live from here forever. Just get out and Lakshmi is extremely shocked hearing all this from Rishi. Karishma smiles while Malishka enjoys the scene. Lakshmi is shocked beyond measure and she runs away from there. While running away, Lakshmi falls down and recalls Rishi's bad words to her. Lakshmi then stands up seeing the temple in the hospital and she wipes her tears. A song plays in the background. Shalu tells Ayush that brother-in-law said so much and you did not say anything, and Ayush looks on. Shalu asks Ayush that why didn't you support my sister, and says they all ate Lakshmi till now, but you know my sister is never wrong. Shalu says today, Rishi called Lakshmi inauspicious that your family used to call her and you people changed so soon. Shalu faced everyone and calls them, saying that her sister's values are so good that nothing would happen to her, but Rishi would yearn for true love and everyone is shocked. Neelam gets up and slaps Shalu very hard, saying that Rishi's destiny would sparkle from now on, and says she will pray that Lakshmi and her family will not be near in order to see Rishi when his life starts sparkling. Neelam asks Shalu that how dare you to say this, and she asks her not to worry about Rishi because his family are there for him. Neelam says to Shalu that your sister was the bad luck on Rishi, but now Rishi's destiny would sparkle, and says, I pray that neither you nor your sister will be here to see this. Neelam asks Shalu and Bani to leave, and they leave. Then Neelam asks Ayush not to have any relationship with them, else they would end good relationship with him. Ayush nods his head in agreement and he cries. Neelam comes to Rishi and pacify him. Rishi asks Neelam to ask his dad to get up. Neelam says nothing would happen to your dad and says that all this is happening due to that bad luck who called herself Lakshmi. Rishi blames himself for letting Virendra go with Lakshmi and he asks his mom to ask his dad to get up. Rishi cried so bad and Neelam pacifies him. Alright guys, I'll be stopping here. I mean, everyone has gained the courage or has gotten the courage to actually call Lakshmi any name. Even Rishi. Rishi now have the courage to call Lakshmi bad luck, inauspicious and stuffs. Anyways, so after Rishi asks Lakshmi to go away from his life forever, then Lakshmi is going to leave the Oberoi house, and then Lakshmi is going to be presumed to be dead because as Lakshmi will be going to the village, our train is going to have an accident. And then Lakshmi is going to be presumed to be dead. And then Rishi will return back to the Oberoi house and then keep crying and blaming himself that why did he send Lakshmi away? If he had not sent Lakshmi away, then Lakshmi would have still been alive. But then Lakshmi is alive, as we all know. So that is when Malishka would use the opportunity to put Rishi's head on her chest. And then she will say she is pacifying and consoling him. So the next update after this is going to be the season finale on Zee World, and that is when Lakshmi will leave the Oberoi house, and then that is when her train is going to meet with an accident and everyone will believe that Lakshmi is dead. So please watch out for that update. It will be dropping like few hours after this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, drop a comment if you can, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.